Well, Marvel has found their way to the Annecy Film Festival, and they have put Eyes of Wakanda front and center. We've got all kinds of new plot details on the upcoming series, including the title of the first episode, a fallen Dora Milaje, and most importantly, an Iron Fist. So let's dive in. Well, if you're a fan of animation, you are probably pretty familiar with the Annecy International Animation Film Festival. It's probably one of the world's biggest events celebrating all forms of animation, and it's in full swing right now in Annecy, France. Now, this has been going on since 1960, and if you follow this channel, you know pretty much every year we keep a close eye on it. Now, this year, fans are actually getting a peek into what Marvel Studios has in store for Eyes of Wakanda. The series creator, director, and executive producer Todd Harris is actually on hand at the festival for a special screening and a Q&A session, and has offered some really interesting insight into the upcoming project, which, to be quite honest, we have gotten almost no official details. Now, I am going to say that Marvel bringing Eyes of Wakanda to this event is a sign they have a lot of confidence in this project, and I am more than a little excited for this deep dive into the history and untold stories of the fictional African nation of Wakanda. Now, luckily for us, Variety has given us some new details on the upcoming premiere, on the upcoming show's first episode. And it seems like what we've been talking about is exactly what's going to happen. Now, before I tell you any of this though, some of this might be considered spoilers. So if you want everything in this show to be a complete surprise, well, go ahead and click away now. We'll wait for it to come out, because I don't want to spoil all that for you. Now, the first episode is titled Into the Lion's Den, and interestingly is set in 1260 BC. It's following a disgraced member of the Dora Milaje turned war dog named Noni, which will be voiced by Winnie Harlow. Now, she is in pursuit of a former Wakandan royal guard turned pirate, a character named Lion who's going to be voiced by Cress Williams. Now, according to Variety, Lion has stolen tech from Wakanda and wants to use it to start his own kingdom. Lion apparently has a group of pirates assembled from top fighters around the world. And each of the show's 4 episodes is going to recount efforts to reclaim and recapture this stolen tech and artifact from Wakanda during different time periods. Now, apparently a continuing thread that'll weave its way through all of these episodes will be the ramifications and the fallout directly from Lions, meaning they're going to be separate stories, but they will definitely have a common tie. Now, if journeying through Wakanda's history wasn't exciting enough, we've kind of got some interesting confirmation, because Harris teased the crowd with, and I quote, "There will be an Iron Fist in here, and not the Iron Fist you expect." Now, I've not heard any reports of people that got to actually see the presentation, but Variety's breakdown here is pretty great. And honestly, this is exactly what I was anticipating. Now, I really hope Marvel steps up to animation quality. X-Men 97 was top tier, and I'm really hoping that that is also reflected in Eyes of Wakanda, because quite honestly, some of What If just didn't land for me, but it's still pretty exciting. Now, as far as this Iron Fist that we're going to get in the series, well, that is more than a little interesting, but they've almost fully revealed which version of the character I think we're going to get. Now, if you're familiar with Iron Fist, you know that's a title that gets passed from person to person. And if you read the Immortal Iron Fist series, you got to meet several of these other mantle holders. Now, within that story, there is actually a character who is a pirate, actually a pirate king, Wu-A Shi. And quite honestly, I am going to be completely shocked if that's not the version of the character we get for the show. I believe this is a version that has never come to life anywhere except in the comics, and this would be a pretty awesome addition to the series. Now, the big question for me is her time frame in this 1260 BC time frame that Lion steals the technology. They don't align very well, but they did flat out tell us that it's going to be about the ramifications of that theft through multiple time frames, and that definitely leaves it open for this particular Iron Fist to find their way into the series. It's also pretty interesting because it's the first time Marvel Studios has directly brought an Iron Fist character to life. People were expecting him to show up in Shang-Chi in some form or another, and we're all anticipating Finn Jones in Season 2 of Daredevil Born Again. But to introduce the character here would definitely set up Marvel Studios with the precedent that this is a mantle that gets passed through multiple characters, and if the return of Finn Jones doesn't land, well, they can just simply pass the mantle. Now, Eyes of Wakanda is set to premiere this August on the 6th, so we really do not have that long to wait, about 2 months. This is one of my most anticipated shows of the year. I absolutely love animation. It definitely not only harkens me back to my childhood, but it leaves storytellers with a ton of flexibility in what they're giving us. And honestly, this show, I believe, is going to be something special. How it all works out, well, we're going to have to wait and see. Before we take off, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC news, and we want to bring you all the news truthfully and transparently, so you're really in the know.